let's have a conversation on what my thoughts are about a man who is religious at the beginning stages of dating. I have a commenter here who's asking, "Hi, Dr. Jones, what are your thoughts on men who seem to love bomb with religion?" In my first conversation with this man, he said all this. My gut feeling was, am I being recruited for a cult? And she goes on to say that she is a therapist. Hi, my name is Dr. Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. So she sent me a couple of snapshots. He starts out with talking about the Lord doesn't give us circumstances we can't overcome and grow from. I've been okay with it for a while. The aftershock might suck for a day or two. Religion is man-made. Every war in history was because there was a disagreement between religions, and out of all the religion, most of them won't discredit the Bible. Once I started using the Bible as a blueprint for how to live my life, I started seeing drastic improvements in my mood and personal relationships. He's saying all that in one sentence. She asked, "Are you here to save me?" And she says, "I'm glad you found guidance that was meaningful." He says, "Probably not, because as a therapist, you're going to understand my reasoning. Lowell, I have actually been celibate for 4 years, and I'm re-waiting until marriage. I became tired of looking for momentary happiness and developing another soul tie." So my thoughts on this kind of rhetoric, I'm not sure if you're religious or not. I don't know this therapist. She just emailed me. I don't know if you're religious or spiritual or whatnot. And so I don't know if that's how you guys met through religious or spiritual means. However, what I can say from looking at your post or what you sent me, and I don't know this man either, this person doesn't seem to be actually religious or spiritual. He seems to be spewing some sort of rhetoric. And the reason I say he's spewing some sort of rhetoric and doesn't actually seem to be religious or spiritual is because he is, even in one breath, he's making contradictory statements about religion. Religion isn't this, but yet I'm choosing to live by the Bible. This and that, the other, as well as how most religions study the Bible. I don't know what his discipline or background is, but those are very strong statements to make about all religions and things like that. And I thought the second thing is I'm not sure why your question came about, "Are you here to save me?" I'm not sure why you asked him that question or what you were thinking, maybe if you were just looking for some answers. But I also thought it was concerning that he didn't ask why you asked him that question. So again, what I see here is someone who's spewing rhetoric that he thinks sounds good. And it's not something that is necessarily that's followed or that he is actually deeply ingrained within him. Part of it also sounds like something that he thinks you may want to hear, that he's celibate for 4 years and re-waiting until marriage. So those kinds of things, when men say that to me, it always sticks out as sort of a red flag. I don't know too many men who are actually celibate, but nevertheless, it can be. All of these things can be. So if I were you and you really wanted to explore this further, I would get down to what is the reasoning behind his celibacy. Why is he choosing to do that? What is the purpose there with that? Most people who are just sort of spewing out rhetoric can't really answer the more in-depth questions. That's where they get very befuddled on, or they start to become offended that you're actually challenging or you're wanting to know more about what they say as opposed to just believing them at their word. The other thing that I found deeply concerning about your conversation, it doesn't seem to be a two-way conversation. It seems to be something that he's talking at you as opposed to like well, my spiritual beliefs are this, and this is why. What about you? Like, are you into spirituality? Are you into religion? That kind of thing. He's already going down the road that he's already telling you that religion is man-made and it's bullshit. He's already sort of telling you that. So if you're a religious or spiritual person, where are you actually going to go with that? You know what I'm saying? So if you're a Christian, you're Catholic, you're Muslim, you're whatever, he's basically already disrespecting religion up front. So anybody, even if they're spiritual, and they don't necessarily believe in religion, they're not going to be off top disrespectful to any other religion, right? And he's basically saying that it's this, it's that, and people can have their beliefs. But again, if this is somebody that you just met, he's not leading with curiosity, and he's already sort of telling you up front that it's this way. So he's already telling you that this is what it is. It's man-made, and I'm not interested in engaging in any other conversation otherwise. He's not asking you anything about yourself or your spirituality, or making space for you to feel comfortable for whatever your spiritual beliefs are, like for you to even be able to talk about that with him. But he's also contradicting himself. He's living by the Bible. He's saving himself for marriage and all of what are the beliefs behind that? Like, where's that coming from? And what's the driving motivation behind that? But I also think you should never ask someone if they're here to save you. I'm curious about that. I'm not sure where that came from, but you are also getting very lost. It's almost like you're not even a part of that conversation. He's almost sort of talking to himself and talking at you. This is what it is. This is what I do. This and this and this and this, right? So I wouldn't call it love bombing. It's mostly emotional hijacking, because even with love bombing wants to know about you, and they think that you're wonderful. I don't see any love bombing anywhere. If anything, all I say is bomb, bomb, bomb. So you want to be careful with that, and be careful with the road that you're going down. This is also a DV counselor, by the way, if I recall correctly. So just be careful with that, and don't allow him to sort of lead or steamroll you, and make sure that you're being seen in conversations as well. And it doesn't seem like this guy sees you. He's all about him. He's very like, this is what it is, and this is where I'm going, and blah, 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 blah. And he's not making any room for cohesive conversation, your thoughts, your beliefs, getting to know more about you. He's also telling you what you are going to do. He says, probably not, because as a therapist, you're going to understand my reasoning. So he's telling you what you're going to do, which means to me that he already sees you as in a certain light. He sees you as a follower, as someone who is going to get in line and just going along to get along. And I kind of see where he gets that from. If he's already been like this overt and just he's rolling ahead, and if you've been quiet, I'm not saying that you deserve it, but I'm saying that, like, if you are a person that doesn't question or push back or make him respect you in a conversation, he can get the idea that he can steamroll and this can go any way he wants it to. So just be careful with that. Make sure you have more of a voice. Make sure you have more of a presence. Ask more questions. Do not be a church mouse and sit in the corner and be quiet. If you're also uncomfortable with the way he's talking at you and using religion, say that. You say, you know what, I'm actually not okay with, you sort of talking to me in a certain way, or you not making space for me, or you saying this about religion because it doesn't make space for me to share my beliefs or even feel comfortable doing that with you. So you know what, I'm going to see myself right on out, right? If this is someone that you don't know, because to me, it's already giving a huge red flag. But anyhow, I hope that helps. Thanks so much for asking that. Be sure to subscribe to my podcast and my newsletter if you haven't done so already. Thanks so much, guys, and good luck with your dating.